Yes, children, good morning. Today I am here to teach you about your 11th class political science chapter judiciary. Till now we have studied about importance of judiciary, need of judiciary and composition of the judges, advocates, their salary. I mean to say, why do we need this judicial system in India political system? So for that's why I am here. Today we will study about public interest litigation, that is a special provision implemented by courts, by the Supreme Court, and that is one. Another is judicial review. Public interest litigation tells us about when people who are the victim of any injustice, who are suffering from any type of injustice, they are directly not taking part in these activities. On the behalf of them, some other public representatives are taking part to give them justice, to provide them justice from the different type of courts of the country. Either it may be local court, Supreme Court or High Court. In this way, this is the public interest litigation. It is called PIL also. This is a special type of courts to provide the justice to the victims of the other countries, other people who are not directly taking part in it, but on the behalf of them, some other organizations, committees, other people are trying to provide them justice in an independent country. Then the second point is that judicial review. In this judicial review, we take the system that there is a competent of the court of law to declare the constitutionally or otherwise of legislative enactment. Judicial review means the power of the courts to review the acts and orders of the legislature and executive wings of the government and to declare them when challenged by the affected person and others. For this, nowadays you may take very good example, that is nowadays going on farmers, that movement bill has been passed, but then also people are making different type of struggles, movements, trying to give different type of dharna, so that they are pressurizing the government as well as the court to take the judicial review. In other words, whatsoever they have already declared, government is asked by the people to take one review of their decision, although that decision have been taken by the debates, discussions, negotiations in legislature, executive, both the houses of the parliament, and after that, that bill has to be signed by the president. But then also it is a provision under democracy that people can raise this type of movements, and if it is judicial, if it is under the framework of the constitution, people as well as the government have to reconsider their views, reconsider their ideologies, reconsider, they want that this decision should be changed. So in this way, these are the more two important concept in our judiciary chapter. And in my previous lecture, I told you that jurisdiction of Indian judiciary system into three parts: original, appellate, and advisory. Here I would like to tell you about the three types of this type of jurisdiction. In this jurisdiction, the original jurisdiction, it means to say whatsoever decisions are given by original jurisdiction cases which start in the Supreme Court and regarding which the Supreme Court has exclusive jurisdiction, whatsoever decisions are given by originally from the Supreme Court. Case is raised there itself in the Supreme Court, and from there itself the decision have been given. That is come under the category of original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. And second, we are talking about appellate jurisdiction. It means to say Supreme Court can divide it into three different streams. Supreme Court can divide the decision making process into three different things. First is constitutional, second civil, and third is criminal. First is constitutional, third is civil, and third is criminal. In this way, jurisdiction of the Supreme Court or High Court, they can, in simple word we can say that they can form subcommittees including of judges and advocates, and take the cases three different manners. If the case is related to constitution, if the case is related to civil type of, and if the case is related to criminal crisis. And third is very important, and last one, that advisory jurisdiction can be established by Supreme Court also, because when Supreme Court thinks that, in simple word we can say that it is advised to the president. You may have heard in earlier also we discussed in class that it is in the hands of the president of that country. He can remit, he can give some concession to the punishment of a particular prisoner if president thinks so. It may be on the appeal of the criminal, it may be according to the law that a president on legal matters, Supreme Court can give advice to the president, even for we can say in a hanging case it is considered. In hanging case there, मीन टू से जब फांसी की सजा होती है तो एडवाइजरी कमेटी एडवाइजरी फंक्शन में आता है जुरिडिक्शन के. सुप्रीम कोर्ट कैन एडवाइज टू द प्रेसिडेंट टू give some type of forgiveness to that particular criminal, that particular person, if he is asked by the if court he gives some request, appeal to the court. And for making such type of appeals there are different type of writs. There are different type of writs that we have already discussed in our previous chapter, that was fundamental rights. I'll tell you once again it's. And on the other hand, when all this work is going on, all the judicial work is going on, Indian judicial system has to face many problems. That problems I have categorized here. That has to be categorized here. That overburdened problem. Mean to say, we know India is a country of diversity, moreover population burden is much, and being variety, diversity, there are, we can say, complexity in the decision making process. That is the very big problem for the courts at any level. Overburdened courts have many cases. Sometimes the person who has committed crime and person who has filed a case against that person, both have to wait a lot. Sometimes a mere may most of the time get wasted. Their decisions are not given, their appeals are not heard on the time. Every time each and every citizen get confused in it as what to do, how to do, want to do. And the second problem is that process of Indian court system is very complicated. Average citizen, common citizen, person who lives in a, we can say, remote area, even in city people also, what is the process for a particular decision making, where to do, what to do, how to do. Teacher, these one, common citizens have to face this problem very much. And moreover, process of Indian judicial system is very complex. it is out of the reach of common people. They don't know for such type of particular type of case where they have to file the case. Even the people there, it is my personal experience also, you may also heard, अगर कोई इस टाइप का विक्टिम हो जाता है तो उससे ये नहीं पता चलता है कि कहाँ जाना है, किसके पास जाना है. जिसके पास भी जाते हैं वो रेफर कर देता है कि उसके पास जाओ, ही विल टेल यू दिस वन, go to there, he will tell you this one. So this is really complicated. So that third problem is that is also out of reach of the common people. It is very expensive because advocates, judges demand a huge amount of in the form of fees, and that is not also awareness among the citizens कि किसको कितनी फीस देनी है, क्या लीगली है. तो that's why people are not getting appropriate justice from the Indian judicial system. So here I would like to recap that these are the problems, that Indian court system is expensive, complicated and overburdened, and to make it somewhat familiar with the common people, this public interest litigation has been set up. It can organize its meetings with the judges and appeal of the people at the local village level, panchayat samiti, this and that. Also judicial review is the strongest point of the Indian democracy as well as this judicial system, that even after giving the decision it can be changed if the citizen of that country are not happy with the decisions. Then this is the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, original, appellate and advisory. Hopefully you have understood, students, and try to repeat it. Thank you.